Before we move to the next step, on the sidebar here, as you can see, there is a scroll. We don't want that. Let's go back to the design page. The repeating group itself, it shows it's on 140. The group inside the repeating group is on a 240. So this is where the problem is. Just make this a 0 and also remove the fixed. Let's test. All right, sorted. Let's go to the YouTube music player. Let's see how it looks like. There it is. So we already done this part. This one will do it when we load songs and so forth. What we want to do in this episode, we want to do this bottom player here. So this is on the floating group as well, but aligned to the bottom. So let's add another floating group. Appearance, it should be at the bottom. And then let's go to the width. It shouldn't be a fixed width, and tick that. And the height should be fixed on 90. Fixed on 90. Here it is. So let's go back to the player, see how it looks like. What I'm going to do, I will put the first group, which will contain all of this in the first group. But within that first group, it will have another group which will only contain this part here. This sync here will not be in any groups. It will be outside in the floating group. Let's begin. Let's add that first group inside. My groups are white or clear, so you won't be able to see it. So I'm going to change the background color to a color, any color, so that I'll be able to see it when I'm working on them. I'll change the colors once I'm done. So that's the first group. That particular group, it needs to be 90 as well. The height fixed. Right. Let's add another group for the buttons. It's another group. Change the background. It's fine on blue. Let me make this width 250 and make it a fixed. So here it is. But I don't want this to fit to content, so I want it to fit to the bottom. There it is. Let's go and check now. So in this area, as you can see, there is a back button, play button, next button, and the counter. Let's start with these icons here. The main icon, let me start with it, which is the play icon. I found it under iconic. You can use other ones which are closer to what you want to do in your app. Here it is. I want the play. And I choose this one because it has sharper corners. Change the color to be pure white. And I want to do something on them. As you saw, there is spaces. Let me just show you. There is spaces between the play and the next and the back. So let's go and put it under margins. Let's make it let me try 20. All right. Let's change the size to be 40. Then let's insert another icon. This time around, I will want to insert the Google material icon. This icon should be, let's start with the first one, the back icon or previous. There you go. Let's change color to be pure white. Let's go to the size, change it to let's first try 25. But as you can see, the alignment between these icons is on this group, on this blue group, change it to be row, right? And then click on the first icon. It must be aligned in the center. Second icon as well must be aligned to the center. Right now, I just can copy the first back icon, paste it, and then just move it after the play icon because this is the next icon. Change that icon. This is next. Right. Also, I want this margin here so that it won't just on the corner or on the wall. It should have some space. So I can give it to like 16. Right. Let's go and preview this. All right. This is how it looks like. And this is how it looks like this side. Right. I want to put the sync. Let's go and do that. So the sync, you're going to use a certain plugin here called Audio Player Full. So this icon or this plugin, I mean, is not only going to give you the syncer, it will also going to assist you in playing like your audio files. So this is the main plugin which we are going to use in this app to actually make sure that you're able to play your music. So after installing it, I think you should have seen how to install on other videos here on YouTube or maybe on the first episode, but I've already installed it. I go back to the design, then I go to audio. I took audio player. I need to put it inside the group. There it is, but not really inside the first group. It should be just outside the flow, all the groups, but inside the floating group. Its size, let's go and see how it looks like. It is a fixed 200. It needs to be unfixed width. And let me just rather put the size to be 30. Yeah, right. The first group below it, let me just show you why. Let's first go back to the, as you can see, this player here is like is they're close to each other. There's no spaces. So let's go back here. So what we are going to do, the first group just before or just after this, the first group, its margin must be on a minus. In this case, we're going to have the margin to be minus 12. After putting the margins to be minus 12, you will see that syncer, it's much closer to the group. This is what we want. So this group, this icon itself, let's make sure that it doesn't have any background color. Okay, good. No background color. Let's go to floating group. The floating group should not have any color, right? This group, the first one, which like all the whole group, it should have a color. Let me see this color here. So I can just simply go to my color picker and see which color. Yeah, it's 21, 21. Go back, can paste that or type it in 21, 21. That's the color. And then the blue one also shouldn't have any color. We are done. There's no borders. Perfect. Let's see how it looks like. That's perfect. But you see that there is some, it's a bit lower. Let's check here. And the example is a bit on the top. So let's go back and see. We need to push it up a bit. So this one, this group which contains all the play buttons, we need to have it, the bottom to be on a 20. The margins should be on a 20. Oh, sorry, not left. The bottom should be 20. Yeah. Let's go and play and preview. Okay, seems very close. Let's go check. Seems very close to me. So cool. Let's change the color as well. You see the scene color is bluish, whitish also. So let's go back and see the color itself. With our color picker, we can just come and put here on the red. Here it is FF 0033. That's the red. Let's go to the audio player. Instead of bluish color, should be FF 0033. That's the color. Then let's go back again. I want to see this color here, the 4C, 4C, 4C. Cool. Let's try that here. 4C, 4C, 4C. Right. Let's go and do a preview. Okay. As you can see, there's nothing to play as yet, so that's why it won't leave a red trail. But when something is playing, there's audio, the red trail will be left behind, as you know here on the on YouTube music like this. The reason we don't have that, nothing is playing, but we'll do that on the next episode where we'll actually give some sample music um to do there. So the last thing to do here is just the name of the not actually the name, but the duration of the song as well as where the song is at. This is this part. Pretty simple. This is just a text icon or text. This is a text element. We can change that to A1. So it's A1, A1, A1. That's the color, A1, A1. It might be different, but I think this one is closer. Then we'll change it to Roboto. Change the font to Roboto. And then let's go check here, make sure that this is aligned to the middle. And then when we go to this button here, it also must have a margin this time around on the right side of 16. So let's go and preview. So there you go, guys. Checking, there's not much difference. I think we are much closer, right, with the buttons. Next episode is coming. In the next episode, we are most definitely going to put some music, the test music, maybe a few songs, so that we'll be able to do the workflow of this button actually play. Thank you very much for joining. Cheers.